Hey guys, what's going on? It is me, Nico, CEO of Midway Productions here with Justine, the new landscape and scene builder of Midway Productions over there in the corner. And today I have the first of 10 Bricks by the Bay, not Bricks by the Bay, Bricks Cascade. I always get those two confused. 2014 updates. Now, a couple of minor notes before we begin. As you guys know, I did a couple of these last year. I did about 3 of them. And I had to cancel, going to Bricks Cascade because it was so short notice when I initially wanted to go. And we didn't do that much planning on it. So it was kind of pointless to actually go ahead and go to Bricks Cascade without actually knowing what the heck you're doing. Now, of course, though, nearly 7-8 months later, I now have a couple, actually I have one MOC that is an award-winning MOC. Well, we have an award-winning MOC. I have a larger team than I had when I initially planned to go to Bricks Cascade. I didn't have her when we went there, and then Ben wasn't on the team as well when I initially wanted to go to Bricks Cascade either. So, we got a bigger team now, and we know what we're doing, and we are going there with some leverage. We got background now. For those of you who didn't watch the Bricks by the Bay 2013 showcase on my main channel, you guys should know we took home 2 awards. One for best for excessive detail, and another for being the best small team build. Because at the time when we initially built Yavin, there was only 4 of us. Frosty came later. So, yeah, that's basically what happened, and now, we got a bit of a reputation here in Central California, so we got quite a few things going for us going into this. First thing I want to say about the updates, though, there's only going to be 10 of these, and, it's going to be the same system as last time, every 2 weeks, and also we're going to be going in the same chronological order with as far as MOC progression, what MOCs have the most progression on them, minus the collaboration MOCs. And also, we're going to be pretty much doing the updates once every 2 weeks, just like before. And although this one's being uploaded late, I should tell you guys that this update's being filmed on Monday, October 28th, when it should have been filmed nearly 4 days ago. So, yeah, those are the couple of minor notes that I have to say. If I miss anything, as usual, I'm going to put my stuff in the description. And I'll give you guys tabs on what we're doing as far as the convention goes. So for right now, we are not registered for Bricks Cascade yet. We will be registering hopefully by the end of next month. And once that happens, then, it's real crunch time for us. But either way, it's still a goal for us to get to. So, anyways, let's get started with the centerpiece, the award-winning Infiltration Setback on Yavin 4 MOC. We're not going to be showing Yavin as it was during the past Bricks by the Bay, and you guys may be wondering where the heck it is, for those of you who watched the last update, and for those of you who watched the Bricks by the Bay, who watched the last Bricks by the Bay update, you guys know this was the box to transport it to the convention. The other half of it is actually over there, and yes, guys, that is a huge green plywood platform that me and her spent the whole day yesterday painting green, and it looks great. The MOC blends in very, very well. We actually had to go get that color paint custom made for us. So yeah, that's where the other half of it is, and I'll get to explaining why we need that board we need the MOC on that board in a moment. But yeah, so the MOC progression, at least for the version that we want you guys to see at Bricks Cascade 2014, it's at 32.5%. We are currently in the process of moving the MOC to its new transport board. As you can see, we got over half the MOC there. The only stipulation for that is we need to get the other pyramids and the 3 base plates that are in the middle, actually the 4 base plates that are in the middle of those pyramids, onto the big board over there. We're actually going to wait for Jeff to do that, since we actually have to drill holes in the board for the wiring for the electrical stuff. Aside from that, though, no adjustments have really been made since the Bricks by the Bay showcase. We are in the process of fixing the MOC so that we can give you guys a final showcase. Yes, I know I've been preaching to you guys for over a year on the progress of this MOC, and you guys never got to see the finished product. But once we move those 8 base plates, actually those 9 base plates over here with the other base plates of the MOC, we are gonna fix it, and we are going to do modifications to it after we get the initial showcase done. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. But yeah, so the new transport board is because you saw how banged up it got in that box. But the main reason why we have this new plywood board is because really we had to set the MOC that was on that table that you guys just saw on top of another table, which didn't look too good. So the main reason why we have this board now is so that when we set the MOC on top of a table, at least you'll be seeing a wooden board instead of a table on top of a table. It looked all ghetto and crap, you know. I was really disgusted by it. But either way, the MOC won 2 awards, you know. At least they didn't give you points off for how you transported it here. So, you know, it was good either way. But yeah, we're waiting on a new finance wave, but we've managed to scavenge up quite a few parts. Yeah, that's us scavenging right there, you know. Those are extra 4x4 green plates. Those are the extra grass. We have a couple of lime green 2x4 bricks here, and then we have a ton of miscellaneous bricks over here in this huge plastic bag here that are all going to go towards that expansion that we're going to do for Yavin this year, and the expansion we're going to do not this year, but the expansion we're going to do for 2014, and the expansion we're going to do in 2015. The MOC is going to be expanded by 14 base plates this year. As you guys know, the MOC is 3x7. We're going to be adding 7 to each side, so that's 14 overall. And we're still waiting on those to come in. The first expansion is just going to most likely be trees and stuff, and then after that, it's going to be just, you know, more grass, more trees, more plants and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, we got to keep up appearances. If Greebling's going to be a category for Bricks by the Bay at least next year, we got to keep up appearances and try to keep winning awards there. So, you know, I figured that would be a good area for us to keep striving in. We're going to be making a Lego store trip soon where hopefully her and the other guys can go. We're all going to try to get as much supply as we can for all the other MOCs, including this. That's going to be for my birthday trip. Yeah, I know. Shocker. What do I choose to go do for my birthday? Hey, go to the Lego store. But yeah, so I'm going to be turning 18. In case you guys want to wish me happy birthday, my birthday's Thanksgiving, so you may want to wish it a day before since you guys are probably going to be spending it with your families. So yeah, we're going to be getting as much parts as we can. We're starting the new Bricklink tabs. I have like a couple of Bricklink orders already organized. I have about 5 orders organized. I'm estimating that this year, at least for the 2014 expansion, we're only going to be making about 5 to 10 Bricklink orders. For the overall expansion, I see about, that's for 2014 and 2015, I'd see like 20, 30 Bricklink orders. That's without the figures. This is still an RC Custom sponsored MOC, even though there's only one RC Customs figure in here. CAC will provide any more weapons. I mean, not that we're going to need any for the 2014 expansion, but for when we get the final expansion, yeah, he's going to provide a couple more weapons for that. I might add, because they look decent enough, the new 2014 Kashyyyk Troopers that are going to be released in January of next year. But that's that may change the storyline a bit, and I don't want to do that just because, you know, I made the storyline for a purpose, you know, and it just screws up the whole mojo of the MOC. And yeah, that's only going to be in 2015 if I do add any figures, as I stated earlier. So yeah, that is it for the biggest MOC that we have going to both Bricks by the Bay 2014 and Bricks Cascade 2014. Now we get on to the MOC that was going to be a huge hit at Bricks Cascade, but sadly is still not fully constructed. Battle of Umbara, March to the Capital. The progression on this is set 28%. The MOC is going to be based off of mainly the first 2 episodes of the Umbara Clone Wars series. We are going with the old concept of the bunkers. Thus, I added the 2 other base plates in the back there, and we are going to be making those 2 bunkers very, very soon. So I'm very, very pleased that we are going to be doing that. The battlefield transition, kind of like Yavin 4, we're going to be doing a phase 1 of the battle and then phase 2, you know, when the clones are just coming into this part of the battlefield, and then when the clones are actually going towards, moving towards the capital. So unlike Yavin, where we're going to do the expansion, you know, once, you know, every, like, you know, not expansion, the modifying of the battlefield once, or the changing of the storyline once a year. It's going to be in that gap between Bricks Cascade and Bricks by the Bay. So what you guys will be seeing, for those of you who are going to Bricks Cascade, will be like the early portion of it, which in my opinion I think it's going to look a lot cooler, just because there's going to be a lot more figures up and a lot more actual fighting in that portion of the battle. Ben is actually still creating the packet that we need to get the references. Yeah, and Justine doesn't really think he's going to get that done, but you know what, I got faith in him. And once he gets the packet done, then she could finally begin to do her work. And we mainly need those packets just for referencing, just so we can get a good, accurate depiction of this thing, and we can do our jobs right as far as getting this whole thing accurate. But aside from that, the landscape is still laid out. I just have to modify the back 2 base plates there, actually put some plates on them. I have a lot of parts already from Pick-a-Brick and just a lot of donations of parts, but I still oversee like 20 to 25 bricklink orders that we still need to make, still without the figures. We are using the Lego 501st Troopers, the Lego Commander General Krell, and we are also going to be using the Lego Mobile Heavy Cannon, and possibly the new 2014 Phase 2 Troopers. Now, as for the bunker, it's going to be a dual bunker concept. So basically, it's going to be like a hill, and one bunker is going to be on this side, the other is going to be on the other side, and it's going to be very, very interesting. And those are going to be hidden by kind of like a mountainous hill kind of thing. I got one semi-complete Umbara, which is somewhere in the mess over here. It's somewhere in the back over there. But yeah, I'm not sure if we can find it because there's a ton of junk on the table. But yeah, I got one semi-complete Umbara over here, and then the other 8 that we still need to fix up. And yeah, I'm looking forward to finally getting the Umbara heads to make it look more official. And I will have minifigs for you in on this. As I said, I'm already using his older 501st clones here. I'm already using his older 501st line. And Clone Trooper X39, I hope my deal hasn't fully gone through the roof with him, because I based the whole design off this mock off plate lockers. And if that deal falls through, then we're basically screwed as far as the design of this, so we have to modify it if we don't get that plate locker order here. So, and then CAC, of course, will be providing the weapons for this. Alright, so moving on now to the zombie mock, Rishi. The zombie outbreak canyon escape here. We got it at 27%. I also, like Umbara, and Yavin 4, I'm still waiting on supplies to actually start building this. Just like last year, I brought back the 2 initial base plates that I had before, so instead of it being a 4 base plate mock, now it's back to being 6, and technically 8. I took both of these out from my old base that's just over there, and I am going to be using these as the basis of my cliffs for this. So yeah, it takes out a little bit less workout, but you know what, I think it's gonna look good either way. But yeah, so I took those out, I put those in here. Let's see, the landscape for this is fairly easy. It's just going to be a very time consuming mock, just because of the design of it being you know, a canyon, and we're going to be using a ton of slopes and stuff like that. I oversee like 30 to 35 orders on this mock, bricklink orders on this mock without the figures still. Most likely going to be purchasing the 2005 EV3 clones or CAC helmets with the Lego Clone Wars bodies for this, because I already have a ton of regular Phase 2 clones. I just need the Phase 2 helmets from Clone Army Customs. But If I don't get those, then I'm more likely just going to go with the 2005 older Phase 2 clones, just to blend it in with the Shock Troopers that I have over there. But that may be a lot more expensive. So yeah, and as far as Citizen Brick goes, I have to make a ton more orders. I got pretty much his entire zombie line, every single product that's on his zombie line, I have it. But I'm just gonna have to make a ton more. I'm just gonna have to buy a ton more of those in order to get the entire zombie horde that I actually want to show off in this MOC. And again, unsure if X39 Customs is going to be in on this, because you know, we're basing this MOC also off of his plate lockers. So again, this MOC is gonna fall apart if we don't have him as part of this. So yeah. Now moving on. I actually don't have anything to show you for Warhammer. All I can tell you is that it's probably going to go where Yavin, the rest of Yavin currently is on this table. And it's going to be based off of this thing called the Space Hulk. And for those of you who know Warhammer, you guys know what that is. For those of you that don't, I wish I had Jeff here to give a full explanation of what the Space Hulk is. And we're actually going to be doing the Damnation version of that game. It's actually a board game for Warhammer 40k, and I'm going to be going in more in depth about it in a minute. The progression on that MOC is at 22%. The full concept of it will be entirely based off of the board game. We'll be using the Blood Angel Space Marine faction. Only the Terminators from that faction are going to be in the MOC. We're still researching the possible designs for the Terminator Marines and the Gene Stealers. The Gene Stealers are basically the villains of this entire thing, and it's going to be a very, very long explanation on what the Gene Stealers are, and I kind of don't have time for that since I've already probably taken out maybe like 30 minutes of this video, or 20 to 30 minutes of this video, so I kind of don't want to be boring you guys with that. So yeah, I oversee 20 to 35 Bricklink orders on this as well. That's including the figures, since you know, in Warhammer we actually have to make our figures instead of getting minifigure parts. So yeah, I see that in our future, and we're going to completely do original designs, although we may have a couple of Jarek's basic designs for his Space Marines for the Terminators. As for the Gene Stealers, just like the Necrons, we're going to be doing those off of freehand, and hopefully if Ben and Jeff can give Justine very well direction, we won't have a mishap with the previous Warhammer MOC like Ben supposedly said we did. So yeah, that's where that's gonna go, and that's what we got for Warhammer this year. Warhammer's officially become a huge part of our thing, just like Star Wars has. Now we have this new thing that's completely freelanced, called the Sorry for that interruption, guys. The camera automatically stopped recording. The International Hardsuit Combat League, or I.H.C.L. And this is a completely freelanced idea based off of another one of Jeff's crazy thoughts in his head. This MOC is like with, you know, along with Warhammer at 22%. I'm not sure about the main battle concept yet, but it's kind of a combination of Pacific Rim / Real Steel. So robots, you know, kind of fighting each other. It's almost like, okay, I would say like a robotic version of Pokemon / Real Steel / Pacific Rim kind of thing. And I'm unsure about the actual battle concept and how we're actually going to make that go. I'm not sure if we're doing certain factions of certain countries or how we're going to manage that. But Jeff's the main orchestrator of that. That MOC is actually going to go where all that crap is back there on that wooden plywood board. And no, we're actually not going to transport that MOC on that board like we are Yavin 4. We're only transporting Yavin 4 on this board because it's so huge. But yeah, so we're not exactly sure what we're going to do with that, but all I can tell you is that the design for that is actually going to be 9x9 green, not 9x9, 3x3 green base plates, so 9 green, wow, did I really say green? I meant gray. 9 gray base plates overall, so 3x3, and the MOC will actually be minifigure scale. We'll have custom figures in this MOC as well, and we may have to get RC Customs in on constructing those figures, whatever Jeff has in his mind. Now, we're going to get to the second half of the update, so we're going to cut out again. And we're going to bring you guys to the secondary workspace, which I will be bringing you a tour of soon. And we'll be cutting off right now. Alright guys, so cutting to the second half of our update here. We are in the secondary workspace with all the other MOCs here. The entertainment center, which has still not been moved yet, so we're very scrunched for room. So yeah, cutting to the first Bricks Cascade exclusive. That's one more thing here. There are going to be a couple of exclusive mocks going to certain conventions. Bricks Cascade, it's got 3 exclusive mocks right now, including 1 collaboration. And if you look at the big board here, you'll just see for yourself. Bricks Cascade has 3 exclusive mocks in red marker, and Bricks by the Bay has 5 exclusive mocks written in blue marker. So yeah, going to the first one, which was iRobot, is at 22.5%. The mock will entirely be based off of the movie. The ending scene will actually be at USR headquarters, and the building that we're actually going to do, that USR building, we're only going to be actually making half of the building, and the building is only going to be 1 base plate big, so it actually can go on this middle table here. This is for all the smaller mocks. But even though it's only going to be 1 base plate in length and width, it's going to be very, very tall,
and
I'd say.
Detailed, if possible.
Yep, and she would know that, and because she's the one who's working on it.
And having to design it and find parts that would fit together that would look actually real from the movie.
Yeah, making it
looking kind of iffy in ways.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Ben to create the research packet for that, try to find reference pictures as much as he can. Not just of the figures and the people that we need made, but just for the entire buildings overall, just so she can get an accurate depiction of it, so she can start building of it. You're currently working on the mock right now, right? And how far have you gotten?
Yeah, I'm trying to design how the shape is, and actually how it's supposed to look. And so far, I'm kind of on the first part of the floor, and if you notice from the building from the movie where Vicky lives, basically, there's a lot of windows.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen iRobot, it's basically a movie, kind of like the new series that's coming out, Almost Human. That's kind of what it's based off of, and it stars Will Smith. It's a really, really great film, and it's actually going to be about 10 years old in a couple of months here. I'd say no less than about maybe 9 to 10 months. It's going to be a decade-old movie, and yeah, so that's what we got going. The mock is actually going to have functioning lights to it. Vicky, she's going to have functional lights. We're going to see what we can do about having good functioning light systems for the USR, for the hallway lights, for the room lights, and the USR label that's going to be on the side. We're actually going to try to make that actually be made of lights. And the last couple things I want to say is we're actually going to have RC make the figures. Luckily, we only need him to make actually 2 figures for this mock, so it's not going to cost us much to make the figures for this mock. The bulk of the figures are going to be coming from CAC though, because CAC has commando droids of his own, as you guys know, and we're going to be using those commando droids as the NS5 robots, including Sunny. So we're going to have our hands full with making those custom, with those CAC commando droids, transitioning them into NS5 robots. And we may or may not just have 1 or 2 brick arms weapon packs, just because, the weapons on there are more authentic to the time period. So, yeah. Now reverting to the other mock, which is actually going to be going, I'd say, like right there. Hunger Games, the newest one, Catching Fire. First of all, you guys may be wondering how. Okay, just how. The movie's not out yet. Well, let me explain. The mock is at 15%. I've been reading the books. I know the basic story of it. And for those of you who know Hunger Games very, very well, all you Hunger Games fans out there, you guys already know it as well. We are just going to watch the movie to see how accurate it is. We're going to get as much info as we can. No, we're not going to go in the movie theater and film and pirate the movie. We're all going to probably get arrested if we do that. But that mock is going to go right there.
At most, take notes on paper.
Exactly. We're going to be basing the entire mock off of, descriptions from the book and scenes from the actual movie. Hopefully, a few of us can get some good pictures down and get a good memory of it down. We will be constructing. We will begin constructing the mock after we actually see the movie coming out in a couple of weeks. After we see it, that's when we're going to begin construction. We may or may not have. We still don't know who we're going to officially have a sponsor for this mock. Sorry guys, they're watching football in the other room. We don't know who we're going to have as sponsors for this MOC yet. Between CAC or Mayface for You. Mayface for You, as you guys already know, he's released a Katniss before, but the Katniss didn't turn out so good. But our C is gonna. I'm gonna see what we can do about getting figures from him. Even though we're getting like all of our other figures from him, and then of course we may have a couple of Brick Warrior weapons packs for this MOC as well, just like we're gonna have Brick Arms weapon packs for the other MOCs, including iRobot. And now we got one last thing going, which may go over here or over there. It's a World War II collaboration called Kasserine Pass. That MOC is at 5%, and I don't actually know a lot of the guys who I'm collaborating with too well on this. I just met them off of Flickr, and we just created the collab group recently. I'm down with the World War II thing because I've always kind of been intrigued by it, and it's something that MP's never participated in, the construction of, period. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to be done. I'm not sure how everything's divided up yet, but overall the progression for that MOC is at 5%, just because we don't know a lot about it yet. We don't know the parts that we're going to do, but once we do, we're going to get to work on it, and I'll have more info on it by the next Brisk Cascade update. And also, we are there have been talks about getting Brick Arms in on this collaborative. That's all I really have to say about this one. Now I have a secondary collaboration, which I'm not exactly sure about yet, because there's quite a few things that have to go into it. Just to even out the numbers, as you can see though, Brick's Cascade has 3 MOCs exclusively going to it, whereas Bricks by the Bay has 5. Just to even out the numbers, we're thinking about adding this additional collaborative if we are all not going to be stressed out by the other MOCs that we're doing. The category for that MOC will be discussed amongst the team members. There's a good chance of it being sci-fi, although we're not exactly sure. I'm not sure of our sponsors yet either. And the collab members that we're actually going to have a part of this, we're going to max it out at 5. So once we get 5 people that are interested into it, and once we know our category and who we're going to get as sponsors, we're going to get to work. So, yeah. Now we're getting down to the figure stands. The figure stands, we are in 2 figure stands out of the 2 Star Wars customizers that we're going to be promoting at this event. The first stand we got is for David or Mayfix for You. The stand's at 20%. We are still unsure about what figures we're gonna be promoting. We may or may not have the previous figures that we have gotten from Mayfix for You in the past on that figure stand. Of course, the Umbara line doesn't count. We are going to be getting the display case for that at Hobbytown USA. And then for RC, we're going to have a lot more figures of that, primarily non-Star Wars figs, non-sci-fi figs. I oversee around maybe like 50-60 figures being made. That stand's probably going to be bigger than the stand for Mayfix for You at this point, at least from what I'm seeing. The display case we're going to get is also going to probably come from Hobbytown, or a custom-made display case thing. And we still have not received, we're going to see what RC can do as far as getting business cards to us, since he's the one who's probably going to have the higher stakes in all of the Misery Production MOCs that we do. And now, the last thing I want to talk about, the Misery Productions team. We're going into the conventions, Cascade and By the Bay, with a good portion of 6 members. Technically 7. There's been a brand new management system for the team. There's actually divisions now. She heads up landscape and research, whereas Ben heads up, not landscape and research, landscape and scene building. Ben heads up research. Jeff heads up the tech division, and then Frosty heads up the figure placement / battle strategy division. So yeah, that's the new system of management. As far as transport, we may or may not get the additional help we need, at least for the for Cascade, but I'll keep you guys posted in on that. And then the work schedule is updated now daily instead of last time it was monthly or day to day. And just as an FYI, we are still recruiting. Not a top priority for us though, but we are still looking for a couple more people just to even the odds out with our numbers and get more hands here to help out the original team members build every single MOC that we're going to be doing. So that's pretty much it for Bricks by the Bay, Bricks Cascade update number 1. Like I said, this is the first update out of 10, and hopefully we can get more updates done in comparison to only getting 3 done like last time. And hopefully we can actually get registered to Bricks Cascade by the next Bricks Cascade update, or at least by Bricks Cascade update number 3. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So stay tuned. If you guys are just cutting toward, through the video, anything you guys didn't see or hear, or anything I missed, it'll be in the description below. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned. In 2 weeks, the next Bricks Cascade update will be at least filmed by the 14th. The 7th of November. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Nico. That's Justine, and we'll see you guys in the next update. All right, bye guys.